Welcome to Obscured Reality with Mark and Stephanie. From UFO sightings to the lost city of Atlantis, from alien encounters to the living dead, each episode will leave you questioning reality. If you're ready to explore the eerie, tune in to Obscured Reality, where mysteries come alive.
Oh, it's a good night on Obscured Reality. Tonight is going to be a rage-filled show. It won't be too long. I will tell you right now, cussing's out the door tonight. It's going to happen. I'm pissed. We are going to show you two quick snippets from two separate videos. Each is between 1 to 3 minutes long. And then I'm going to show you two more clips that are very short, even shorter than that, less than a minute each.
Okay.
Something just popped up for me the other day. I just saw this because something happened recently, probably about a week ago. And because of that, it resurfaced something from a couple of years ago, which I had no fucking clue about. And I don't know how, as much as I follow the UAP topic. I cannot believe that I've not heard about this because my stance would have drastically changed on a particular person had I known. And now it has. We all know of a guy named Mr. Lou Elizondo or Lou Elizondo. He allegedly ran the former government ATIP program, Advanced Aeronautical Threat Identification Program. We don't really have any clue what that was really about other than what he's vaguely told us. And when I say vague, 100% vague about everything. Okay. Now, out of anybody on this topic that's in the public spotlight like him or Jeremy Corbell, Stephen Greer, those types of people, Lou Elizondo is the one I've mentioned that, you know, I have placed some trust in. After the last public UAP congressional hearing, I think it was the third one. This was the one where Elizondo was actually on the panel. He was getting questioned. The second he let out his first two answers, my trust in him drastically dwindled. But
I can't answer that in this setting.
Yeah, I can do it in a skiff. Well, why are you here? Why are you here? What's the point of the public hearing? There is none, because none of them can answer. The only ones that can are the ones that have had their firsthand experiences, like Commander David Fravor and the airplane off Southern California. But even that, he is not willing to admit that there's even a slightest possibility he could be wrong about what happened. So, you know, it's like, you know, I trust him and his story and what happened. I get that. But Lou Elizondo, he's been a huge letdown. And at the end of these two quick videos, I mentioned I have two more snippets I want to show you real quick. At the end of that, I am going to prove something to you. I hope. So if you are full in on Lou Elizondo, you completely trust him, you should watch this. If you're neutral, you should watch this. If you have never trusted the guy, if you hate the guy, you should watch this. Because there's good points to this. Okay. So I put the clips together. I uploaded them. Give me 1 sec. We're going to bring it up right now and play it. Let's go ahead and share this. Stephanie, if the volume's good when it comes on, give me a thumbs up. Let me pull it up right now. So this first clip, this just happened, guys. Like a week and a half ago, April 30th, 2025, House Oversight and Accountability Committee meeting.
Not even a week ago.
Yeah. So let's listen to what's happening here and what he's about to show us. Boom.
And the reason why I'm sharing this with you now is because I think it's important and relevant to this next conversation with these two individuals who I'll introduce to you in a minute. Very relevant to this conversation.
Very relevant.
We talk about national security a lot, and our pilots, there are men and women in uniform who bravely fight wars for us, in combat. But there's a whole sector out there that we also have to be cognizant of. That's our commercial pilots and civilian pilots. And I'm going to share with you a photograph that has never been made public.
They've shared with him a photograph that's never made public, commercial pilots. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
In 2021, over the Four Corners region at an altitude of approximately 21,000 feet by
2022, this was taken in the Four Corners region, exactly where, you're going to see a picture here.
Okay.
And this is
a
great.
private pilot outside of his aircraft. And this is a photo. I'll give a copy for Congress to see.
Yes. This guy was at 21,000 feet, and he took a picture of this thing. What did he just say? Right outside his aircraft?
Yeah.
Not quite.
We have all the information on the camera, and I just received permission today to share this with you.
He just received permission today, the day of this event, a week ago, April 30th. He just received permission that morning from this guy to share this.
It is a lenticular object, and when you look at the shadow being cast, it is significantly large. This is an altitude of 21,000.
Before we really continue, pay attention to how he talks, okay? Pay attention to his words, how he talks, his tone and everything. And I want you to compare that to how you hear him talk when he's on interviews like podcasts and whatnot. There's a difference, I think. Significant? I don't know. Not significant? I don't know. Just pay attention.
Taken by a civilian pilot. Now, why is this important?
Tell us. Tell us why it's important, Lou.
I'll hold another copy of it.
I'll tell you right now, it's not important.
That's one down to them. This is taken from a civilian pilot, right?
Listen to how he said that. This came from a civilian pilot, right? Like I'm sensing a little bit of arrogance starting to come off here, and like he's trying to force something.
Not a FLIR system, not an infrared system, but an average person with an average camera at 21,000 feet.
Listen to him.
The object potentially is anywhere between 600 to 1,000 feet in diameter.
600 to 1,000 feet in diameter is what he's guesstimating here. Let's see.
It's a lenticular object, and it is silver.
It's a lenticular object, which you can clearly see, and it's silver. Now, I want to know how he knows from this photograph exactly how it's silver, and we're going to see a still of this photo in a moment here. But it's lenticular, which you can clearly see. It looks like just a flat disc, not like your typical alleged saucer, flying saucer, right? This looks completely flat, just a circle.
Now, I cannot vouch for the veracity of this photograph. I didn't take it.
He can't vouch for the veracity of it because he didn't take it, yet he just spoke to you as fact. Lenticular object, 600 to 1,000 feet wide, and he's not stating this is an alien craft or a man-made craft or anything like that, but in a vague sort of way, he is, and he knows he's doing it.
But this is an example of one of many, many, many incidents involving commercial and private pilots. And guess what? They don't know where to report it.
They don't know where to report it.
Congress has no idea that this is happening.
Congress doesn't know this is happening, even though they've been pushing Congress for the last almost 8 years on this now. Congress has no idea it's happening. Well, you've made it very clear to Congress already that it's happening. And Congress is getting fed up with your bullshit too. I believe it was Representative Luna after that last public UAP congressional hearing where Lou Elizondo was getting questioned after the fact in the halls of the chambers. Luna was walking by and someone asked her some questions real quick about how she feels about it and blah, blah, blah. And she was visibly and audibly not having it. She said, I'm getting frustrated. They want these hearings. We're coming in. We're asking them the questions and they still don't answer the questions.
Oh, we can't answer that. Not in this setting.
And that tells me, are they really having the skiffs? I don't know. I don't have faith anymore.
On a regular basis. That's a problem. And why is this relevant? Because right now you're going to hear from two speakers, I'll introduce you to them in a moment, who are experts in national security. And follow.
So I'll pause it right here. Here is the photo. Okay. The photo on the top is what he presented up here. And now from someone of Lou Elizondo's alleged caliber, I would expect some research to be done on this prior to just coming out and presenting this publicly and putting your own ass on the line. Just look at the top photo, right? This is the one he presented. These is in Four Corners area. This is a road right here between the object and the shadow. This is a road right here. The first thing that stands out to me, and I don't research this shit, but the first thing that stands out to me is, wow, it's so interesting that this pilot is at just the right spot in the sky, and that this object is at just the right spot of the above the ground, that the bottom edge of this lenticular silver-shaped flying saucer just touches the road, and the shadow of it just touches the road on the same spot, and the shadow just touches the road over here. Now,
no, it's a farm field.
There is an illusion here going on.
Mm-hmm.
Of
I see it.
I'm not going to deny that. But now you take a dumbed down photo. I say dumbed down. I don't know that it's dumbed down or not, but it sure shit looks like it to me. Because this road is not extending past the object here.
It ends at the other road.
Yeah, what I should say is, because that road doesn't continue this way, and because this object goes over this side of the road, even though it might not actually be going over the road, it does have the appearance of a lenticular object in the sky casting a shadow. But it's not. What it is what you see down here. People quickly debunk the shit out of this. They're like, here's where it is. You can see the lines, little valleys here, canyon, water runoff from rain. Who knows? You can see it here too. You can match it up here. It matches, guys. This is what he was looking at. Yeah, that's what he was looking at. Let's continue. What's the outcome here? That's what it was. I had something else on that. But
I mean, that's
irrigation circles.
Super common way of farming in the West. I mean, that's all they do in California. So I like the second you pulled it up with like a more defined topographical, it's like I know what that is. That
irrigation circle for farming. This is on Navajo land.
There we go.
Yeah. Now, well, let's just continue. This one is from a private event in Philadelphia. This is the one I'm surprised I've not heard about until literally yesterday, October 28th, 2023. What's Lou got to say? You're going to like this one. I promise, if you haven't seen it.
Go for it.
And real quick, props to Stephen Greenstreet. He's one that came, put a lot of this out there, at least on this one here. That's why I left his info up there. It might be cropped out when you guys see it, but this came from Stephen Greenstreet. Check him out. I've seen him a few times. Good guy. Let's just replay that. What did he just say? Let's go.
Let me tell you a little bit about this.
He said, real photo.
We're going to open this up for some discussion. We were having pilots, military pilots and civilian pilots in Eastern Europe and in the Middle East report what unimaginably seemed impossible.
As you can see, Romania.
They described it as literally the mothership, looking like the mothership. From Close Encounters of the Third.
This is the mothership, guys.
Have you ever seen that movie? Remember the very end, this huge mini city floating in the sky, it turns upside down. Looks. Guess what we caught in Romania in 2022?
What? What'd you caught?
By the way, the U.S. Embassy.
Taken by the U.S. Embassy. This photo was taken from the U.S. Embassy, guys.
Now, is it atmospheric anomaly or something like that?
Sure.
Suppose so.
Suppose so.
I'll talk to some of the pilots, and they'll tell you that's what they saw, and they continue to see it.
He talked to these pilots. They told him this is what they saw. He's saying this, guys. This is important, and you're going to find out why in just a minute. He's talked to these pilots, and they have said they've seen this.
So there's a whole lot more here, folks. I just want to give you kind of a small taste of what's going on behind the scenes. I have some colleagues here. We're working with members of Congress.
Yeah.
We're working with our executive branch. We're working with other allies and partners.
Nobody gives a shit anymore.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
A lot of discussion.
Yeah, there is a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of talk about how to spin this bullshit to us, me, you guys. That's what's going on.
Whistleblowers ready to come out full open kimono. They just need the legal protections. People often ask me, Lou, should I be scared? Yeah, cautious maybe, but I see this as opportunity.
Yeah, opportunity. Debunked.
Yeah. Opportunity to make some money.
Yeah. Now I didn't have time to pull something up here. I'm gonna pull it up real quick here. What do you think so far, Stephanie?
I mean, he's just another.
Come on, give it to us. Just give us.
He's just another snake oil salesman.
Stephen Greer. Yeah, he's another Stephen Greer.
He's another snake oil salesman.
He's acting like a used car salesman at a shitty used car lot selling snake oil. That's exactly what I'm thinking here. Now, there's something else that's interesting here, and I'm going to pull this up for you real quick. Let me share this. I got a photo of what he just showed you. This is going to look much better, and hopefully this works out good. Let's see. Boom. Okay. So right here you see John Greenwald Jr. John Greenwald Jr. is, a lot of you probably know, he runs the Black Vault, theblackvault.com. He's podcast, his show on YouTube, The Black Vault. Good guy, down to earth, honest. He doesn't talk shit about anyone. He just simply FOIAs the hell out of everything. And he FOIA'd the hell out of Lou Elizondo when he came out in 2017 with ATIP. He came out with the term UAP. He told us that's what the government's been using, not UFO. And he gave us his own history. And John Greenwald Jr. Submitted FOIAs like crazy on everything ATIP, UAP, and Lou Elizondo. And he got a lot of emails and stuff. And Lou Elizondo from the beginning has told you, look, don't take my word for any of it. Do your own research. It's out there and come to your own conclusions. And that's exactly what Greenwald did without actually stating any conclusions. And guess what? This is the first time we saw the not so nice Lou Elizondo. He had threatened, in a way, John Greenwald by either threat of lawsuit or a cease and desist with a threat, possibly a threat of lawsuit. Nothing illegal, guys. But I believe he had sent him a cease and desist, and Greenwald was visibly upset about that. He was like, what the hell? He's like, I'm doing what you told us to do, and now you're pissed about that? You want transparency? Here's transparency, and now you're pissed?
Right.
What the hell? So it's interesting. Greenwald is the one who debunked this one. Now, let's zoom in a bit on this. Give me a sec here. Let's zoom in on this. Number one, quickly it was found out this was not taken from the U.S. Embassy, because you can easily go to Google Maps and figure some of this shit out really quick.
Yeah.
What is the dead giveaway? The power plant right here. This was not taken from the U.S. Embassy. Number one, in Romania. Okay. Number two, what is this mothership that Lou Elizondo talked to pilots about, and they all said they saw this? What exactly is this mothership? Let's zoom in a bit more. Can we? I don't think we can. That's okay.
It looks like you can zoom into the picture physically in the corner.
What does this look like to you? Anything in particular besides, don't say fucking jellyfish. It does. What's this look like? Anything come to mind? Yeah. Anything come to mind? If not, it's okay. I'm going to tell you.
A lamp.
Okay. So first, look at these clouds, right? They're kind of different. They're kind of cool. It would make sense that someone might be taking a picture of those out of their window because they look kind of cool, right? Like, okay, they look like waves, right? That's fine. I would do the same thing, not through a window though, because it turned out like crap. Well, it just so happens that when they took the snapshot, they caught the chandelier that was hanging behind them and something that doesn't just pop out immediately, but it does. Look right here. See all this little fuzzy shit? What's that look like in the shape of a head? That's the person's hair that took the photo out the window. 1 freaking 100% debunked. He's full of shit. And he is a smart guy. Lou Elizondo is a smart guy. There's no way he can just take this shit and just put it out there as fact. This is not what he did as an employee for the Pentagon running ATIP, allegedly running ATIP. You don't do this kind of stuff. He's not dumb. He knows how to research this stuff, or he should. Maybe that's why he doesn't work there anymore. I don't know. Can we trust anything this guy says now? This is a photo taken from inside a room, chandelier hanging from the ceiling. You can see the reflection of all of it, including the dude's hair in the reflection because that chandelier was hanging down behind him. So this was debunked. Now, one of these, I forget which one, Lou has already come out, made an apology, I'm sorry, blah, 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 bullshit. But, so he did do that, but that's not good enough in my opinion. Now, let's go back to the video I was sharing with you right now. Well, I mean, right now. Debunked. Now, I'm going to prove something to you right here. At least this proves to me. It's my opinion. Form your own opinion. These are 2 quick clips of Elizondo. One of these clips I mentioned on our last episode. We just posted last Friday having to do with this guy. And I'm going to prove to you, or try to prove to you, why I believe Lou Elizondo doesn't give 2 fucks about you or me and regarding this topic. Let's check it out right now.
Haven't we seen the craft? Or
this is an interview of Lou Elizondo. He's on Chris Lato's channel. Now, Chris Lato's a former military fighter pilot. He's never really, to my recollection, I don't think he's actually seen something, but he's highly interested in the topic. I like him. He's a really good guy. However, I've listened to him talk a lot, and I don't believe I'm the only one with this opinion, but I think he gets duped pretty easily. He seems like he might not be looking at these things in the best way possible, doing the correct research. And not that I would or wouldn't, but I would be a little skeptical of some things that he's not. He just takes things as fact.
Okay.
So he's talking to Lou here. Let's hear what Lou's got to say.
or the bodies. It seems like Lou Elizondo, you are required to present these bodies of this craft or the hard evidence. They'll say, why doesn't Lou present?
So what Chris is talking about is he's saying, it looks like everyone wants you to provide some tangible evidence here. And he's doing it with this smug smirk on his face. Everyone wants you to provide this proof, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's see.
The hard evidence. But I guess, what can you say to those people who are frustrated by having to wait for the government? Yeah.
If they have a security clearance and they need to know, it can come into a skip with me, then they'll see it.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, all you got to fucking do, go get a goddamn security clearance.
Yeah, let me
and
just
get your ass in the skiff with them. It's that fucking easy.
Oh, let me just go ahead and sign up for that tomorrow.
Yeah, guess what? This motherfucker knows you can't do it. Of course he's going to say that. Why? Because you can't fucking do that. Not one of you out there can do that unless you've already had it and you still maintain that security clearance. It takes a good amount of time to get those clearances from everything we've heard from some of these people.
Yeah.
It's not an easy process. It's time consuming. This guy, he never comes off like this.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, he's getting a little pissed off, it sounds like.
It's funny.
I also remind certain people that I don't work for you. Sorry, you don't pay my bills, you don't pay my mortgage. I owe you nothing. I do this because I want to, and the sacrifices I've made and my family's made because we believe in what we're doing.
I don't owe you shit. Fuck you. I don't work for you. I don't owe you a goddamn thing. Well, then don't come out since 2017 and make vague, wild ass claims as if something's really major is going on and try and make people allude to the possibility that this is life from somewhere else, even though he's never fucking said it. what an arrogant prick he's coming off as right now, at least, which I've never taken that stance on this guy before. I like the guy a lot as just person to person. He's probably a great guy, but I'm changing.
But make no mistake, I don't work for anybody out there who demands, who's self-entitled. Say, I demand to know the truth. You can demand.
Self-entitled, folks. You are self-entitled,
entitled
for wanting proof from this guy after almost 8 years of him spouting vague bullshit up your ass nonstop, and then putting up with Jeremy Corbell's crap he's put out that's almost all been debunked, and then listen to people like David Grush. I've got fucking everything, and then boom, congressional hearing.
I can't tell you. I can't
major
talk about
stories.
that. No,
major stories. He talked about all of it. Oh, but guess what? The representative asked him, and do you have firsthand knowledge of this? No. Where'd you get your information from? Oh, these are people I interviewed through my job, and they all told me this is real. Guys, we've been getting nothing but bullshit since day one of this, other than, hey, here's why I've held some trust in Lou Elizondo. He's the only one that's really given us anything. He gave us himself, his name, his history, what he did, background, because you could look into it and easily find it. He gave us the term UAP instead of UFO, letting us know that the government has actually, they've been using UAP for a long time. Guess why you've had no returns on your FOIA requests when you research for UFO? Because they've been purposely using it, UAP. He gave us the acronym UAP, what it stands for. He gave us ATIP, the group, the acronym or the term, and what it stands for. I applaud him. He's given us some stuff. None of it was confidential. None of it was classified, though. That's why he hasn't gotten in trouble, and he said it. That's why he did it. And then come to find out, while he was allegedly with ATIP, he's the one that submitted those first 3 videos that came out in 2017 to the group that reviews things for declassification, and they eventually declassified them. And then he quits, and then these 3 videos mysteriously pop up, and they're leaked, but they aren't classified, so were they really leaked? And then he comes out, and then like a year later, he winds up stating, oh yeah, when I was at ATIP, those 3 videos came across my desk. I submitted them for review for declassification. Shady much? I mean, whatever, he's trying to put it out there, but none of this has ever been, it wasn't classified. So let's keep going here. Remember, he doesn't owe you shit anymore.
No.
They know you want. My job is very simple. My job is not to come out and necessarily reveal everything to the American people. My job is very simple, and that is to help our government be truthful values. And that's one of my core values is to make sure that I don't color outside the line. I'm willing to go right up to that line, no problem. But I'm not going to cross it.
He doesn't color outside the line, but he sure shit colors everything inside the line. And I mean everything. Vaguely, very vaguely. Everything he's done has been vague. He won't give you a firm opinion on anything because, he doesn't want to
have an
put it
opinion
in
out
your
there.
head what to think, even though he makes it seem as if he's clear on what's going on, but he won't tell you, he doesn't want to get in trouble. And I understand that if you're being honest, but now, before seeing these videos yesterday, or the videos and those pictures, I was already getting to the point, and I'm not the only one. You guys confirm this. I'm not the only one that was getting to a point of maybe something else is going on here. Like, I don't think I can hold much trust in this guy anymore. I'm thinking there's something else going on. And, I don't know what, of course, and I couldn't prove it anyways, but I'm not getting a good feeling about him anymore.
Not going to do anything illegal or that hurts national security. Simply because some armchair quarterback who's been sitting in his...
Oh, fuck. Here we go. This is the one I mentioned last week. This is going to tell you exactly what he thinks about you, folks. You people who are questioning him after almost 8 years of having vague bullshit thrown up your ass. Here is what he fucking thinks about you and me.
His mother's basement in his underwear demands answers from me.
You're an armchair quarterback sitting in your mom's basement on her couch demanding answers from him. That's who the fuck you are. After 8 long years of his bullshit and giving nothing other than the original UAP, ATIP, and himself, nothing but vagueness. But you are the asshole now.
I have to say, kind of would like to have an armchair because shit, I'm sitting on a fucking folding chair right now. I mean, my mother's basement with a fucking armchair sounds fucking nice.
Yeah, thank you, you arrogant bastard. My mom's dead. Go explain to my kids where her fucking basement was at, because there was no fucking basement. And I hate football. I'm sorry, guys. A lot of people do like it. Nothing against it. I just have never been into it. But I'm a quarterback. You're a quarterback. You're an armchair quarterback. You're probably sitting there right now in your mom's basement at 20 years old, 30 years old, hell, fucking 80 years old, eating Cheetos with your underwear on, playing video games. That's what Lou Elizondo thinks of you.
Do you think you can do a better job than get your butt out of the chair, go get a job and put some clothes on and do it yourself? Nothing.
You think you can do a better job? Well, put your clothes on, get out of your mother's basement and go fucking do it yourself. Yeah, it's that easy. Let me go hit up my congressman and have him throw my name out there so I get a security clearance and magically wind up in these these skits that probably aren't happening, so I can hear the real bullshit from him. Why do you think the Congress people are getting pissed off and they're upset and frustrated with this now? Why? Well, if Luna acted like that when that person asked her and she's like, I'm frustrated, we're asking them the questions and they're still refusing to answer. That tells me the skiffs probably aren't happening. And even if they are hearing nothing but bullshit. That's my guess, because she wouldn't be that frustrated, I wouldn't think. Let's continue.
Stopping you. Go join the Army, go become an intelligence officer, go study UAPs and go report to Congress and the executive branch and try to thread that needle with the American.
Oh, Lou, you're so holy. You're so holy. You've done all this stuff that nobody else can do. Praise be to you.
You're not worthy.
Oh, you are now the most arrogant prick doing this shit next to Stephen Greer. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put you down there next to him now, because this isn't the Lou I've been seeing for years. And him not doing this, what you just heard, is exactly why I've had a lot of respect for him. One of the reasons why I've held a lot of respect for this guy. And I understand maybe he's getting a little pissed off. Maybe he's getting a little frustrated because people are starting to call this shit out. Well, I get that. But from someone of his alleged caliber, and it's very clear he's a very smart guy. He should know this. He should be able to expect this. And I'm pretty sure from things he said in the past, he does know this is going to happen and he should expect it. But he literally just downgraded you. He belittled you with his arrogant fucking words. And this is not the Lou Elizondo I've seen in the past. And this just pissed me off hearing this from him. This is bullshit.
American people yourself. There's nothing stopping people from doing that.
Nope.
They're more than welcome to do it. If they think they can do a better job than me, then be my guest. I'm not stopping anybody from doing that.
Yeah. Nope. You're not. You're right. Everyone's been doing a better job than you, because they've been debunking the shit that you should have been debunking and not putting out there, or putting out there as crap and telling people it's crap.
Yeah.
Everyone's been doing a better job than you.
Yeah.
You're just trying to snowball everybody. Now, that is the opinion. I'm not the only one who has lost faith in this and has started getting a little pissed off about it, because we've all invested time in this, watching this and waiting. Hell, I'll mention it again. Like 2 months ago, he had said on some interview, he's like, something big is coming out in about 2 weeks. And then he turns around and goes, actually, it'll probably be in about a week. Nothing fucking happened, people. Nothing, unless it's this that he's talking about. Well, it was big because it's proving him
to be an ass.
Completely wrong. Yeah. And, his character has been the type to me that doesn't do what he just did and say the things he just said. And that is what really frustrates me, because I don't see him in the same light now. Keep in mind, when he had originally come back against John Greenwald Jr., I don't think he did it verbally out loud to us, but he sent the letter to him, the cease and desist, or however that went down. Even then, I was like, wait, like, John Greenwald Jr. is the most innocent fucking guy. Like, you'd give him the shirt off your back because he'd give you the shirt off your back. Like, like I look at John Greenwald Jr. like a little kid, like just innocent and carefree and just trying to be truthful here and doing exactly what Lou Elizondo said to do. And you just heard it from the horse's mouth right now. You do it. You do a better job. Well, someone did, and you got pissed off, sent them a cease and desist. And now more and more people are, and they're sick of the bullshit for 8 years, and they're starting to call it all out. And now we're a bunch of fucking armchair quarterbacks sitting in your mom's basement. Yeah, fuck off, dude. I'm done. I now hold zero trust in this guy. My respect is drastically dwindled. I will not look at him the same unless he can just come back from that. But that just proved to me what he thinks about you. And regardless of what's happening, that's fucking wrong. What have we always heard? There's a term. I don't know the full phrasing, but essentially like, well, when you start asking questions and they start getting pissed off or they start fighting back, that usually means you're on the right track. There's a bunch of different verbages, ways
but
you can
essentially
phrase
that's
that.
the point. Yeah.
Everyone here's doing what you've told them to do, Lou, regardless if they're doing it because you told them to, but they're following your words here, and you're turning into a dick. Come on, man. I mean, that's not. It's not right. It's not respectable. And I'm very. It really brought me down. It kind of hurt hearing it from him because he does seem like a genuinely good guy, but he's down there now with Corbell and Stephen Greer. Stephen Greer, we already know, is a fucking fraud. We did a recent show about that one. Go watch that. I don't know. What do you think, Stephanie? I mean, you don't have to match my opinion. You can say whatever you want.
I do completely agree. Like, I just feel like they really are fucking frauds. I've always felt like that, just because the hurry up and wait game. It's just like, I don't know. I fall off the band. I guess not really bandwagon. I fall off like the train like pretty early on, and I'm like, oh, okay, fuck this. I'm very much you have to present hard evidence. Like, that is the next step to get me to continue. Like, I believe
you need to do
already,
something,
but in order for my interest to continue to carry on, you need to take the next step and present some hard evidence, because like, I know that they exist. I believe that in my heart, in my mind, but at the same time, like,
well, keep in mind, UAP is just simply something unidentified. Like I said, it could be a commercial airliner. If you can't tell that and you don't know what it is, it's a UFO or a UAP.
Is what we are discussing.
But, it could be, anything. But yeah.
Yeah, well, the government's mainly interested in, like, beings from, other worlds.
Are they? What they're most interested in is making sure that the unidentified things that are in our airspace are not a foreign adversary intelligence system, and
Correct.
They're going to want to know what they can collect, so they want to figure out what the fuck it is. Let's turn it from a UFO into some adversary's tech or whatever. That's what they want to find out. And we haven't heard that ATIP was anything more than that. ATIP was most likely what every major fucking government on any planet would ever have, which is a program set up with people to look at things that have been reported that are unidentified in our airspace to make sure it's ours or it's not ours. And if it's not ours, find out who the fucks it is, what it is, and what the hell it's doing. Is it a threat? That's what ATIP sounds like. Nobody said any different.
Either way, in regards to extraterrestrial life forms from other planets, see, that just got me completely thrown off of my fucking roll, but thank you. It's just been a snake oil. It's always snake oil. Like,
it sure seems like it now.
That's all I've ever believed it to be for the longest time. Like, I don't know. I need to be presented with hard evidence at this point, but that's 100%. Not a picture. Yeah, like, but that's why I'm like not really surprised. And on the comments though that he made, he's kind of he is an ass. He's a fucking ass for the things that he said. Like,
in what he just said there in both those clips, he came off as an ass.
Oh, absolutely.
And he doesn't do that.
There's
so
no,
surprised.
oh, well, the context. No, there was a long enough clip there where context was very clear. It wasn't a 30-second clip.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Like,
but that's the thing. That's
yeah.
what he's banking on, is that you're not going to go back and rewatch that or see any of those and hear that he said it as fact. This is a lenticular object. It's silver, 600 to 1,000 feet wide, which it probably is. He's stating all these things as fact. The mothership. I talked to the pilots. They're all seeing this mothership. He stated the shit is fact, and he's banking on the fact that most people aren't going to go back and look at that and call
and
that
fact
out.
check him.
Yeah, call his ass out. He needs it now. Yeah, man, it's so fucking frustrating. I will not lose interest in the topic or him. But I can't. I refuse to look at him the same now. I can't. He'd need a strong comeback. He did make an apology about the first one. And I'm going to head some of you off at the pass, because there's some people, I've heard it saying, well, it doesn't matter if the photo or photos were real or not real. What matters is he's fighting for transparency and trying to get. Well, where's the transparency yourself? Because he has been vague about everything. Guys, you have to look at this. And now he's kicking back because all of you are kicking back. And now he doesn't like that. So he's got to do something to stave off the horde that's coming, because people are losing interest. So he's got to try and keep the interest. What is he gaining out of this? People are under the assumption he's making money off this, and he might be. I don't know. I'm not going to make that claim. I don't know. I would assume he's making some. And hey, you know what? If you're out there doing that, I'm not one of those that's going to say you shouldn't be making money off it. But making money off it could be a sign that you're being fraudulent. However, that's not necessarily a sign that you're being fraudulent. If this is the majority of what you're doing, yeah, you're going to want to get paid. Why? Because you need a roof over your fucking head. He's got kids. He's got
travel costs.
Yeah, but more than travel costs, he's probably getting paid. But either way, I don't know. And personally, I don't give a fuck if he's getting paid.
I don't either.
Listen to his words. He just degraded and belittled every single one of you with those two comments that he made. That is horseshit. Complete horseshit. Whoever hears this podcast or any other podcast that you listen to, yes, demand fucking answers, demand proof. This is the age we're in. They've put us there for 8 fucking years by giving you nothing, and anything they have given you has been almost all 100% debunked. Bullshit, guys. Bullshit. And I think Mick West might have been the one that debunked this last one, the chandelier. If I'm not mistaken, it was Mick West. Yeah. People don't like him because he's arrogant. Yeah, he's a little arrogant. He's also a walking fucking brain. Be arrogant. He doesn't sit there and call you an armchair fucking quarterback in your mom's fucking basement, does he? No. But Lou Elizondo, God's gift to UAP, just told you to fuck off. You're a piece of shit because you're calling him out. Sorry, you're a dick. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I can't say much more than that without getting ridiculous. Probably already am. It pisses me off, man.
Yeah.
It pisses me off because they've put us here. They have put everyone here. And they want the general public to push Congress for more UAP hearings. They want us to push Congress and write into Congress and call Congress to get them even more interested in this so that they look even deeper. Well, okay, Congress, pitch this shit to Donald Trump because he's the one with the balls to do it. All of y'all hop on Air Force One with him and you get 20 fighter jets, you get 20 fucking Apaches, 20 Super Cobras, and 20 Blackhawks, and you guys fly in with a fucking force into Area 51, and you tell them right before you cross that line into restricted airspace that you're coming, you're the president, you better not fucking shoot me down. By the way, this is being live streamed 20 different ways. You go in there and land, and you hop yourself in a Blackhawk, you fly over to S4, and you prove or disprove Bob Lazar's story. Then you go search around any way you fucking can. If that means breaking locks off doors, you do it. And go in and verify the shit. Put it to rest for once. True or not true, nobody gives a shit. They just want the fucking truth. Do it.
Whew.
Do it. We need the proof, Lou. You've never given us proof of anything other than ATIP, UAP, and yourself, and that's it. I don't even think it's verified that he worked in ATIP or at least ran it. How can you verify it? The government said no. Not that you can or can't trust them, but I mean, you clearly can't trust him anymore.
Nope.
So now who can you trust? Well, someone else I recently heard talking about this shit. You trust us. This community, they're the only ones talking real, having conversations with each other about it. You see it, you're looking at, you heard it from the horse's mouth.
Speaking of conversations that we have within the community, if you have a story of your own, feel free to email us.
Yeah, she's derailing me on purpose. I like right there.
Feel free to email us.
Type story in the subject line. Shoot us an email if you have a story of your own. Tell us your story. We'll tell it for you on here anonymously or not, if you want. Not. If you want to come on the show, let us know that as well. We should be able to work that out. It's very simple for you. You can tell your own story, again, anonymously if you want. Fine with that. Like, share, subscribe, all that bullshit.
Comment down below.
Yeah. Keep the truth rolling.
We also, by the way, if you have any haunted stories, I would love to hear that. It's not just UFO. We also really like to talk about, any type of Sasquatch scenes. If you have any hauntings that you have experienced, let us know if you have, any connections to like a lost tribe. Let us know. We're interested.
At the end of May, I'm going to Northern California, up in the Sierra Mountains. One place that I'll be visiting is a ghost town called Bodie. Many of you from out here, you might have heard of Bodie.
Yes.
A real ghost town. Not meaning there's ghosts. However, it's rumored there is. You can never trust it at those places because a lot of times that comes from within, just in a way to kind of promote the places more mysterious. I'm not saying that's the case there. I don't know. There's been a long time rumor. They don't allow, you can't take anything. You find an old nail from 100 years ago, you can't take it. It's illegal. And they always say, allegedly, there are stories out there. I've seen and read them. People returning stuff saying, I took this. There's a nail or a railroad tie from out there. And holy shit, we began getting haunted or weird things were fucking happening. So we sent it back to them and it stopped happening. They even say on their site, don't send shit back. Don't take it and don't send it fucking back. But I'll be going up there. I've been there plenty of times. It's really cool because a lot of the buildings are still there. They're original. They do what they can to keep them from falling. Other than that, it's pretty cool. There's a lot left. Maybe I'll share some pictures when I get back.
Very cool.
We'll
speaking of sharing pictures, I have some pictures and videos from Mammoth Caves. No one that I spoke to has had any personal experiences, but we did. Yeah.
We went to the Mammoth Cave Systems, not Mammoth, California. This is Kentucky-ish area.
Yeah, it is Kentucky.
Huge cave system. You guys have heard of Hellier, the show? There's 2 seasons out now. Have you heard of Kentucky Goblins, all that shit?
I'll do an episode about that. I learned a lot of cool shit when I was down there. Very excited to talk about it. So I got some pictures, got some video of that, but also we visited a Civil War battlefield. And if you want to talk about haunted, that had more of a presence to it than any of the cave systems we were in.
So what's interesting about what you just said. So where I'm going at the end of the month, up in the Sierras in Northern California, I mentioned Bodie, the ghost town. Well, right behind Bodie, but you got to take like the long way around, and it's only like 15-mile drive, right?
Right.
But that 15-mile drive takes like an hour and a half. It's all dirt road and stuff to get to this other ghost town called Aurora. And I believe Aurora is Nevada. It's like right across the line. Either way, it's right there. It's right behind Bodie. So Aurora, there's literally nothing left. And like 2 miles away, they just started mining again, like huge mining operation, right? Well, in Aurora, really the only thing left to see, it's all overgrown. There's nothing left except a cemetery. Now the cemetery is like, from my recollection, it's like a 10 foot by 10 foot fence with a couple gravestones in it, and that's it, right? Here's what I'll tell you. When I went there when I was a kid, And keep in mind, I always looked at this stuff back then as, ghostly shit, hauntings and all that. When I was a kid, I always looked at it as like, it's just entertainment. It's not real, whatever. Well, I went with my dad, my mom in their car, and our friend's family who went with us every year. Their dad came with us. He was a couple steps down from chief of police in a major local police department, major one. Point being, he's no stranger to
Weird
crime, things that would scare most people.
Yeah.
And he's got a gun on him. We got there and we parked. I mean, it's just dirt road, right? We pull off, it's all overgrown and kind of lose the road once you get into Aurora. The whole time I was there, dude, I remember having the weirdest feeling and kind of like, doing one of these, looking over my shoulder, like almost the entire time we were there. It was weird. I'm not saying it was anything. It could have just been where we were. And it was desolate, all of a sudden, bunch of big, thick, wide trees just overhanging everywhere, like dark shadows. And, I was a kid. I don't know, but I didn't get that feeling anywhere else. It was really weird. Really weird.
Oh, yeah. I totally feel
Could
that.
be something. Could not be. I don't know.
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to do an episode on the Mammoth Kentucky cave system.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll try and get some pictures from Bodie. I know I will, but I'll try and get some from Aurora. I plan on going there, assuming the road is
fuck yeah, please,
legit enough to get there now. And show you what I'm talking about. 100 megapixels show you what I'm talking about, hopefully.
Nice.
All right. Well, with that, we'll repeat it one more time. Like, share, subscribe. And with that, we are going to take off. And fuck Lou Elizondo. I'm done, sir. Bring us the proof!
Be sure to check back with us often for new episodes. Feel free to drop a comment, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Obscured Reality.